I look around and I see a lot of people that are just waiting to die. They don't love their life. They don't enjoy anything they do. And it's like, I love my life. I decide what I'm going to do every single day and I do it. And there's really not a lot of regret for me at this point. I'm Dan Bailey, Dan Buell, Dan Bowl, however you want to say it. I grew up down in Georgia. Family of 4 kids, single mom, really poor, really poor. So we didn't have electricity or running water for like 3 years. So like we would collect rainwater to shower sometimes. We cooked over an open fire like for about 2 years. There's nights we didn't really have a lot of food. I kind of ate a lot of random stuff growing up. Left home when I was 14. I was kind of getting in fistfights with I guess what would be my stepdad. One of mom's boyfriends, and at some point I was like, enough's enough, and I grabbed me and Ray and my other siblings, and we all just left. Ray's my little brother, also trains. He trains here at Knoxville Martial Arts Academy. He's a good kid, about to make his pro debut. We're real close. We ended up in the foster care system for a while, and then ended up moving in with some other family until I graduated. I didn't have any means to go to college. I had really good grades. There was no way I was going to be able to go. I went straight into the Marine Corps. So I kind of knew about 17 that's what I was going to do. I always wanted to be a little bit of a hero. And then I figured I'd be able to get a whole new life out of it. I didn't always feel like a hero with everything I did, but I definitely got a new life out of it. I moved in to take care of my grandmother for a little bit until she passed. And then, I kind of went off the deep end for a while. Got into partying a lot and numbing and all that kind of stuff. Christmas was always, I guess, my grandmother's favorite holiday. She taught me how to cook. I was a chef for a while, actually, mostly due to her. It was about a year after my grandmother passed. I had a very low place. Like I said, that was like the one person I was kind of close with in my family outside of Ray at this point. So it was right around Christmas. I was all alone. Probably at the lowest point in my life. I had some bad thoughts there. Ray actually just showed up at my doorstep unannounced on Christmas Eve and was like, hey, we're not spending the holiday alone. So he basically moved in from that point. And then Ray had just been getting off of hard drugs. He had been through the ringer as well. So we really kind of propped each other up and really pushed each other in that moment to be better. Ray ended up moving in with me a month or so before we found the gym, and we didn't know what we were going to do, but we decided that we wanted to live life differently. For our birthdays, we were looking for an activity to go do. We were looking at skydiving or just anything. And our friend Justin Mays, who used to train here when he was young, suggested that we try KMA. Ray had always wanted to learn to fight, and to be honest, I had gotten fat, so I was 215 pounds compared to, my 180 when I was in the military. So I was put on some hefty weight. From there, we just kind of stayed, fell in love with it. A lot of people here we love. A lot of people took us in just like we were one of their own. Everybody has always been there in a very true and honest way. Never really asking for anything in return. And it just kind of gave me this opportunity to live out a dream that I had since a kid that I didn't realize was there as much. I can remember being 7, 8 years old watching the UFC and be like, man, that would be awesome. And I never thought that would be something I got into, and then, well, here I am, and I do it every day. You know what I mean? I live that life. This is all I do. Here, it's you are the, I guess, master of your own destiny. Good or bad, everything you do is your responsibility. I tell people all the time, I retired at 27. That was the last time I had a quote-unquote regular job, and that was over 3 years ago. So now it's if I'm doing anything, it's I'm doing it for me. You know what I mean? I'm putting my own name on it, and it's helping me go where I want to go. You can find new purpose in whatever you're doing, but it's up to you to go find it. No one's going to give it to you. When you look at the real world, it's you can be and do whatever you want to do as long as you put forth the actual effort to do it, right? It doesn't come without consequences, but those are your decisions to make. Obviously, veteran suicide's a big thing for me. I looked a lot into that, and it's the number one indicator for that is always going to be loneliness. Right? I tell people all the time, there's no wrong way to feel except alone. right? And when you train with a gym like KMA, you're never alone. Even if you're fighting by yourself, like you got the whole team there with you. I have no idea where I'd be without KMA.